Yo, it's MMA League where the sports books get beat, and we just finished the Burns versus Brady fight card. It was actually a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie. It delivered in my opinion, and I could say that we did beat the sports books, man. We went positive for the fight event, and I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about it. But before I go ahead, if you're not in Discord, man, go ahead and join it. As you can see right here, man, I said that I switched up my pick on Ramaska. I'm going to go with Fletcher, and boom, who ended up winning? Fletcher. That's why it's always good to be in Discord, because you're always updated with my picks if I change my mind. And then also, what happened was I gave this parlay out in the Discord, and boom, it hit as well. Costa, unfortunately, fell through, but my lock, as you saw in my previous video, was Durden, and he ended up getting the submission on Schnell. Unfortunately, Schnell retired, bro, but he knows what he's doing, bro. He ended up getting submitted by Durden. I mean, you can't be doing that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, join Discord, man. It's a great place to be. As you can see, we're all talking in here. We're talking about who's gonna win, talking about the fights during it's happening. So yeah, great place to be. But I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about my picks from my last video. I'm going through them. Petrosky and Durden in my locks, they both hit. Also, for my props, over 2.5 Burns versus Brady. That one I was really confident on. Petrosky by decision, minus 105. It was actually at plus 105 when I posted it. I don't know why I put minus 105 there. Over 2.5 for Petrosky Budka. I knew that one was going to decision. The fight was so boring. Everybody knew that's exactly how the fight was going to go. That's why I was confident about that one too. That they love to lay on each other, and that's exactly what happened. Petrosky isn't a UFC level fighter, neither is Budka. Over 2.5 for Peak and Ashmoss. Both these guys are tough, and Ashmoss, he surprised me. I didn't think he was going to out-grapple Peak, but he knew he couldn't stand with Peak, and he had to take it to the ground. So that still cashed, but I had Peak, so I didn't get to win that bet, that money line. And then unfortunately, these two props, Dos Santos by decision. I really thought the fight was going to be more on the feet, but Lima, good job on him. He took it to the ground, and that ultimately won him the fight. I feel like if it was on the feet, Dos Santos very well could have won. The first round was super close, so yeah, if it stayed on the feet, I think Santos would have took it. And then I thought the Santos versus Zai fight was going to go inside the distance, but unfortunately it did not. Win decision. Zai, respect to him, bro. He has a freaking chin on him. He took some crazy hard shots. That first kick in the first, Spartan kick to the chin. Same way Tony Ferguson got knocked out by Chandler, I believe. Sheesh. And then for my parlays, 2 of them hit, and the 2 plus odd parlays did not hit, unfortunately. 2 of the plays hit in this parlay, but the first one didn't. Dos Santos by decision, but that's all right. And then lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the fights, man. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Nathan Fletcher, he got that sub. Good for him. He scared me because in the first round he was getting out-grappled, but towards the end of the round he did end up coming back. Snooze fest. Petrosky versus Budka. Budka needs to be covered in the UFC. He's not UFC material. Gabriel Santos versus Yiza. Like I said, Yiza has a chin on him. I think he'll do fine in the UFC. Just he needs to get a little bit easier opponent. Gabriel Santos is a dog, and that's why I took him. Felipe Dos Santos, I talked about that already a little bit. Bulgarian, it took him to the second round to finish Marat. That was just such a mismatch for him. He just had a tough opponent. I wonder who's going to fight next. Hopefully he gets a little bit easier opponent, but I felt bad for him, bro. It was like a bully versus a little kid. And then we got, dang, bro, I'm upset about this one. I should have picked Padilla, bro. I really should have. He was a good-sized underdog. And the reason why I picked Rong Zhu was because his striking looked good, and he was winning that fight until he wasn't. Until that elbow, bro. His eye swelled up like a golf ball. That was insane to watch. That was a good fight. Respect to Padilla. He earned that one for real. Talked about Peak already, and I wasn't a fan of that fight. Made it kind of boring with all the grappling. Matt Schnell, like I said earlier, he retired, unfortunately. He's a veteran in the game. He's been in the UFC for a long time. But I had Cody Durden. His striking was good. This was a very close fight, though, up until that guillotine choke. Was it a guillotine choke? I thought it was like a ninja choke, or there's another name for it, I believe. Steve Garcia versus Kyle Nelson. I got scared at the beginning. I honestly almost switched my pick from Garcia to Kyle Nelson because Kyle Nelson is a good counterpuncher. But dude, Steve Garcia's TKO abilities are insane. His ground and pound is insane. He's on a 5 knockout streak right now, bro. It's insane. Hopefully he keeps getting tougher opponents. But Garcia's the truth. I really like him as a fighter. I mess with him. I don't really bet on girl fights, but Natalia Silva, she's a dog. She's championship material for sure. I don't know who's the champion in her weight class. Like I said, I really don't pay attention to the women's fights. But Silva, she's gotta be championship material. And then the last fight I want to talk about, bro, Burns versus Brady. Burns walking into the cage, he just looked kind of down, like depressed, sad. I don't know what was going on with him. And even the fight, he just looked slower. I mean, yes, he's 38 years old, but he just didn't look like himself. He wasn't as aggressive. He wasn't as fast. He didn't look as motivated. He was like clinching a lot, like trying to block shots way more. Sean Brady doesn't even throw that hard. Burns, I feel like if he was a little bit more aggressive, if he made a little bit more of a dogfight, he could have actually succeeded a little bit more in that fight. But Sean Brady won all 5 rounds, bro. Sean Brady dominated. He showed he's about that. Look at the striking differential. 134 significant strikes to 39, bro. Sheesh. Shout out to Sean Brady. He called out Ian Gary, so that'll be a pretty entertaining fight. I'm actually curious how that would go. Actually, I see Ian Gary winning, bro. Even though his wrestling, Sean Brady's wrestling is really good, Ian Gary's striking is really good. And I could see Ian Gary doing pretty good on the feet and even not too bad on the ground as well. But yeah, hopefully Gilbert Burns retires or something. He should just quit as is. He really didn't look, as motivated. He didn't have that fire in him, and it showed for real. I saw him take his gloves off. I don't know if he retired or if he was gonna try to talk on the mic, but I didn't see him talk on the mic. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like on it. It helps the channel grow a lot. Go ahead, comment, give me your thoughts. Did you do good? Did you do bad? And go ahead and subscribe for me. UFC 306 is next week, bro. I'm getting my studying on this card. I'm gonna go flawless. All right, and I hope y'all go flawless with me, man. Make sure to check out my picks when they drop. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.